All right, everybody. Welcome to the Sip and Savor hour of the Simeon Henderson Show. I hope you guys got what you're sipping on. I have what I'm sipping on. And I want to give a big shout out to my good friend, Barbara Foster, and her line on the scene. I am rocking on the scene today. I have Terisa Griffin. We are going to have a great show. So get ready to get in tune and get started because here we go with the Simeon Henderson Show. Let's do this. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Simeon Henderson Show where we're giving a voice to the people. And I am sitting with the one and the only Miss Terisa Griffin. How are you today?
Hi, hon. How are you?
I'm doing great. So I got to ask this question. Teresa, what are you sipping on?
What am I sitting on?
Sipping on. It's the Sip and Savor hour. You got to have
Oh
tea,
my
coffee,
God.
or water.
Okay, so I've been sick, so I'm sipping on water, but I have a special cup that I'm gonna reach for. So everybody's gonna probably see what they shouldn't see, but I'm gonna reach for my special cup because today I have on yellow, and today for me I'm gonna pull out my Woman of God cup,
Hmm.
but I'm gonna sip on some water because my doctor told me to watch that caffeine.
Okay. Okay. So before we get started, I want to say this to everybody. I know everything is going on. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Let's make sure. Let's make sure that everybody can see us, Teresa, because I am seeing that people cannot. Let's see. Let's make sure. Let's make sure everybody can see us. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, I think they can see us now. I think everybody can see us now. So it's sometimes it's technical stuff. Uh, you're like, what's going on? What's going on? But
I
people can see
totally
it.
understand. Totally.
What'd you say now?
I said I totally understand.
Yeah, they can see us now. We're live, and everybody's watching. So I want to give a quick shout out, really quick. We'll be doing during this time of the COVID-19. It's been kind of tough for people when it comes to people being laid off, people getting groceries and food and things of that sort. I will be teaming up with the Ministry of Evangelization um, to feed the community tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. at 1910 South Kedzie. We will be making sure we're safe distancing, wearing face masks, and doing all of those things and being safe as we give out food in order to help and evangelize in the neighborhood. So I want people to come out to 19 I want people to come out to 1910 South Kedzie tomorrow, which is Saturday morning at 10:30 a.m. If you know someone that needs food, if you know someone that needs help, come out or send them to 1910 South Kedzie. My good buddy George, he's going to be out there with the ministry, and they're going to be feeding people and giving out tons of food. The last time they did it, all the food was gone in 2 hours. It was 1,500 pounds of food. So make sure you guys come out there and make sure you do everything that you can to make a difference. Now that we got that out the way, I want to talk to you about you being a soul singer and the things that you've been doing in order to shed light and just love during this time. Where did your love for singing come from?
My love of singing, I can remember when I was like a little kid and I was in church and my father sang at the end of each sermon. He would sing this song,
That was
if when you give the best of your service, telling the world that the Savior has come, be not dismayed when men don't believe you. He'll understand and say it's well done. And and I just heard him sing, and I hear all the beautiful songs in the church, and it seems like everybody in our church had a really great voice, and you didn't need a piano or anything. You know, everybody could sing a cappella, and I fell in love with music then, and after that, going off to being in high school and having a great music teacher, and in college having a professional opera singer as a music teacher. I've just had this love of music, this love affair with music all my life.
So when you talk about your love affair with music, let's look at some of the people you worked with. And the one I want to start off with is Diana Ross. What was that like? What was that like? Work you sang background for Diana Ross on the Oprah Winfrey Show. What was that like?
It was very surreal, to be honest. You as a little girl, um, I can't say that I grew up on Diana Ross, but once I realized who Diana Ross was, my first image of her was her in feathers, you know, in this dramatic dress. And I saw the movie Mahogany, and I just fell in love with her, just the beauty of an African American woman, um, that you aspire to, you know, be like. And then meeting her, I had all these thoughts in my head, and people had told me all these different things. But I know that you can't always listen to other people when they talk about an artist. So I went in with my heart really pure, um, and she kind of played with me a bit. You know, she was really fun, and she kept calling me Lil Kim, and it was fun. You know, she was really out of fun, not a negative thing. At the time, she had just touched the pay seal with Kim City, so everybody was tripping. You know what I'm saying? And but she was like, you're almost my color. You know, stand over there. They're gonna do the lighting. And I think what she was most impressed about was, at the time, the song that we were all supposed to sing behind her was "Only Love Can Conquer All," and I had already learned the song before I came, and everyone else, being very professional people, they learned stuff on the spot, and you know, they would, these session singers had it, they didn't need to do it, but I just wanted to know it beforehand. So I learned the song, and so when she started singing the song and it was time for us to come in, I came in, only love, but nobody else came in. She said, you know it?
Uh-huh.
And she said, well, teach them, you know. And here I am intimidated because I'm with like some of the best session singers in Chicago. Uh, and it was just a really a surreal experience. And so she teased me about my wig, and then right before I went on stage with her the next day, she said, "If I call you up, you better be ready." And I said, "I will." She said, "Psych." And then she went up, but she asked me the mic, and I was just, man, I was so grateful that she saw a light inside of me. Um, but I remember Bernie Mac, the comedian, calling me up after that, you know, really, you know, so proud of me. And I just, you know, it brought tears to my eyes to hear Bernie say, "Oh, kid, you did," you know, he's like, "Teresa, you did good, baby girl, you did good." And it was a great moment. You know, it was just a great moment to work with her for that time span, and have her see a light inside of me that she would pass the mic to me on Oprah.
Cool. That's a dope story. I love it. So now when we talk about your music, you have gone internationally singing and performing, and people love your live performances. I've been I've had the pleasure of seeing you perform live, and my one of my good great friends does your makeup, Landis, and it's so funny. I remember one time Landis was like, "Man, you know who you should have on your show? You should have my girl, Teresa Griffin. She is a." I said, "Man, I know Teresa." I said, "As a matter of fact, it's such a small world. I knew Teresa's husband way before I knew Teresa." But
Yeah.
just the impact, the influence that you've had on soul singing has been phenomenal. Tell us what it's like for you to travel internationally and sing.
Um, you know, there's a thing that happens when you're international. You go overseas, and are people are listening to your music. You know, they're singing your songs. They know the words to your songs, and there's this amazing thing that happens because they know the words to your song, and you hear them singing it, and it's something like joy unspeakable overflows around you and inside of you, and they love you in a different, in a very different way. It's very surreal to have someone from another country who may not speak English, but they know the words to your song, and to know that you touch them. Going to South Africa, that was a trip I'll never forget because they knew the words, and to have my people who greet you when you come in the country, they say, "Welcome home, sister," and to have them singing the words to "Wonderful," something that I wrote, it brought tears to my eyes.
That's super dope. And talking about Africa and coming home, you know anything about this on my wrist?
I can't see. I can't see. Phi Beta Sigma, is that what I see?
Yeah, that's what it said.
Do I see Go Mom?
So the funny thing is, all these years, I never realized or knew that you were a Zeta.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. I know your husband is an Alpha.
But since fall 1989, I have been a Zeta, yeah.
89, that's what's up. So Terisa, I gave people a little insight of who you are and how you started and you traveling internationally. What I would like to do really quick is I would like to show people who you are. I would like to show people who you are and let them get a little taste of Terisa Griffin, right? So I have a little something queued up for you. So everybody, I would like for you guys to check out this video of our girl Terisa Griffin. It is. She didn't know I was going to do this. She didn't know I was going to do this. But I wanted to surprise her with this. But it is one of her videos, and it's starring Rockman Dunbar. And the name of it is titled "Tonight is the Night." So I wanted to share a little bit of Terisa's talent with you guys today. So without further ado, check out our girl Terisa Griffin with "Tonight is the Night."
Patient number 84501. Patient is exhibiting hallucinations. She is also exhibiting dissociative identity issues, multiple personalities. It's my professional opinion that Terisa is a classic schizophrenic.
Every time you come and hold me close, all I wanna do is say, baby, please don't go. Can't you see how really good you feel? Got me hypnotized. Is this for real? You got me. Oh,
All right. All right. That was a dope video.
Yes, it's called "You Got Me."
I know somebody put in the comments, they say, "You got me, T." So that was Mr. Jesse Nolan. He said, "You got me." So let's
Hi,
let's talk
Jesse.
let's talk about that video. Let's talk about that video. So it looked like you guys had a lot of fun doing it. It was shot like a movie, which is right up my alley. You know, that's right up my alley. So it's funny. I see Rockman Dunbar, and I was laughing because I was just telling my wife the other day. I found a video where I played a love interest when I was living in LA, and I talked about how a lot of actors, when we first started off, a lot of us played those types of roles, like the love interest in videos. What was it like for you shooting that video?
It was a lot of fun because, well, so I shot the the video was shot by Chris Adams with Impact
Oh, that's my
Studios.
man. He's cold.
Yes. And Randy Crumpton, our brother, our Phi Beta Sigma
Yep.
brother, God rest his soul.
Yeah.
He he got Rahman to do it. So I still miss him immensely. Randy was such a wonderful friend and brother,
Yeah.
and he would just say, "Well, Teresa, who do you want for the video?"
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Do you think?" Because we had just shot the movie The Truth,
The truth,
um,
right?
and he had Hill Harper who directed that movie,
Yes.
and so he was like, "Well, what about Rockman?" I was like, "I don't think he liked me," and he was like, "Oh, he cool, he'll do it." And sure enough, Rockman said he'd do it. We flew him in, and it was such a wonderful experience. He's such a professional,
Yes.
such a wonderful human being. Um, uh, I was really proud that he just said, yeah, he would do it. We paid him, and he wasn't like crazy, like gouging or anything. So it was just a wonderful experience, and I was shy because I am about certain things, and the scene in the tub, I had a bathing suit under my little gown thing, but I had to act like I was, like drowning.
Mm-hmm.
And so, he had to pull me out of the jacuzzi tub, and he had to pull me out and do mouth to mouth, and he was just so, and I was just really shy, but he was so great, and I still think, from the bottom of my heart, I really thank him for being my love interest in that. In the video for me, and I'm still just blown away that he said yes. Just like I was blown away that Adele Givens and Mel Jackson and
Yeah.
Cinda Williams would say yes, that they would do Save Me. So
Yes.
great. I like shooting movies.
That's it. So I'm an actor. So one day you're gonna have to hire your brother to come in and get down.
Okay.
So when let's talk about really quick before I go into your album. Let's talk about you making your acting debut. So you made your acting debut on our brother R.I.P. Randy Crumpton. He's in the Mega chapter now. You made your acting debut in his movie The Truth, which was directed by my man Hill Harper. What was that like?
Again, a really interesting experience to be around. It was a lot of seasoned actors, and I think that their concern was that I had never, to them, as far as film was concerned, I hadn't done anything like that. And after Hill talked to me, he was like, "I'm not worried. She'll be fine. She'll be fine." And Deandra was she's in LA now. She's been doing lots of stuff. She was my best friend in the movie, and there was a scene where she was passing away, and she was with her kids, and we had to cry, and I couldn't stop crying.
Right.
So and then there was the scene just singing and having to sing it over and over and over again. because they shoot it from all the different angles. And
Yes.
it's a learning experience. You know, I learned a lot from those moments, and what he was looking for, with us not telling everything, but the surprise element of what was really happening at the end.
Yes.
It was what Randy wanted, and it was what we were all really proud to be a part of such a profound story about cancer, and keeping secrets, and losing, your loved ones. It was a great experience.
Yeah, and it was really touching for me because I lost my mom to cancer, and I've lost a few family members to cancer, and I know it's one of those things that it's a real life situation that people deal with, and being able to tell those stories, you're helping people to heal and really remember their loved ones, and it just takes you to a place that softens your heart. So that's pretty, though that's one thing I like about movies like that. So when we talk about your music, now you produced 3 successful independent albums. What was that like?
4, 5.
Well, I'm sorry.
No,
Is it 5 now?
No, it's all good because one was a double.
Okay.
And it was a house, and so it was schizophrenic dance and personalities of soul. But it has been, each time that I do it, it's amazing. It's an amazing experience, because something is being formed from a feeling. Writing is a feeling, and then it manifests into a song, into a project. And each time I learn so much more. I'm actually currently working on a project, and this will be the first project that I will finish, and I won't have Danny Leak to master it for me. And Danny Leak passed this week, and he is the sound guy for Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
Is the guy, and this amazing soul taught me so much. So I just say from his forecast that I will miss his guidance and his honesty. When he hears something, he would say, "Oh, that's really good." And sometimes I would say, "Danny, I don't think I should put this on there." He was like, "No, I love that. Don't leave that alone."
Right.
And the honesty of it, sometimes it's really difficult to let it go and give it to everyone, because I feel like every time I give that, it might be what I may say may startle somebody. I'm really sensitive about that. Artists are sensitive about their art form, but to write it and have it be my story and be honest with the audience, it's always scary to put that out. But I always want to be honest, and it's not about putting a project out every year. For me, it's about putting out a quality project every time that people can play all the way through.
Yes, and that's the key right there. It's not the quantity, it's the quality of the work. And when you talk about that, I think that's so important that people get that when you're putting these projects out, it's quality work. And when we talk about your project, right? One of the things I love about your music is music you can dance to, right? You can dance to your
love
music.
dance music. I do love house dance music. It gives me some, yeah.
So how important is it for you? How important is it for you to give that music that you can dance to? Because you have one song or a dance. It's called "Revival of Soul," right?
That's the name of the entire project, Revival of Soul.
But you have a dance that goes with that, right? With some of it.
It's Soul Sophrenic is one of them. It's literally, the song is Soul Sophrenic, and it is about the lost language that were brought over to the United States, to America on a slave ship, and how we lost our language, and it's just a form of praise and acknowledgement. That's really not so much about knowing the words of of Africa, but feeling the words of Africa. So so I just, when I started doing it, it was just na 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 it's what I felt like in my soul. If I had been in Africa, what would be coming from my soul? What would the sound be coming from my soul? And that's, you know, that's what that song is about. And I hope that when God hears it, that loss that we feel as African American people, that loss that we don't, with our culture, that we didn't quite get that connection. That's what, you know, Soul Sophrenic is about, that one song.
How important is it for you, because you're a woman of faith, how important is it for you to stay true to who you are, being a woman of faith, being a woman of virtue? How important is it to you that people see that in your music, in your performances, just in your being and who you are?
It's always important for me that people understand that my faith is unshakable. You can't change it. You know, there are times that we are gonna go through hard times, but my faith is not shakable. There's no question about it. It is, and it always will be. My faith is in God, not in man. I believe He created this universe, and I believe that what we do balances or unbalanced things. So we have to be careful about that, but we also have to be true to who we are as human beings.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I laugh, I talk, I laugh, I praise. I'm not a Bible beater, but I love the Lord. You know, right. I tell people that all the time. You can beat the Bible, but that don't mean that you're really a Christian.
Right.
And I love the Lord, and I love what He offers us every day, another chance, you know, to try to live our life to the fullest as a decent human being. But as far as Bible beating, I don't have to do it, because I feel like if you walk the walk, if people can say, oh, I love the Lord, and they can go to church every Sunday, but if you can pass by somebody who's hungry and your heart doesn't go out to them, how much do you really love the Lord? How much do you really, you know, embrace what God has us here to do? And that's always going to be, you know, more important to me than acting as if I'm holy.
Yes. You know? Yeah. And I think that your love for God and your faith should not be.
I don't hear you. I lost audio.
I think your love for God and your faith. I think your love for God. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? I can hear you. We can hear you. But I think
for some reason I lost complete audio.
Your love for God and your faith.
Don't move. I don't know what's going on, but I lost complete
determined
audio.
On if you go to church or how much Bible you read. If you read the Bible a lot, that's good. I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Yes, I can't hear you. And I don't know why I can't hear you.
So do me a favor. Go out and come back in. So she's having some technical difficulties, and we're going to see if we can pull Terisa out and then pull her back in. But you're watching the Sip and Savor Hour, the Simeon Henderson Show, where we're giving a voice to the people. And at this time, we're going to go to a quick commercial as we work to bring her back in to talk more about her legacy, her life, her music, and what's going on. So hold on. The Simeon Henderson Show will be right back.
Hey, I'm Mr. Chicago, and I love Ben's Barbecue, and they're here to serve you during this time.
Hi, I'm Tyrone, known as Ben.
And I'm Linda here at Ben's Barbecue, located in the Austin community, 5931 West North Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. And we're open 6 days a week, closed on Mondays. And during this period, we are here for you. And we offer several sizes in our safe and secure containers.
Here at Ben's, we have a variety of combos. My favorite combo is the Hungry Man. That is 2 wings, fish and tips, or wings and tips, or the option of chicken tips, turkey tips, or pork tips. The wood-burning aquarium is a dying art. Here at Ben's, we're keeping it alive. You can order your food through DoorDash, Uber Eats, or takeout. We're here to serve you. At Ben's, we appreciate your business. Uber Eats has set up a customer appreciation which help pays the salary of our workers during this tough time. So if you're looking for delicious food and you want to be a help during this time, come visit us at Ben's Barbecue. And remember, if it's barbecue, then it's Ben's.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Did you see the commercial plan? So I hope you guys enjoyed that commercial. If you guys need some good food, you can visit our people over at Ben's Barbecue North Avenue. That's in the Austin area. The barbecue is delicious. If you don't like pork, they have chicken selections. If you don't like chicken, they have turkey selections. And whatever you need, chicken wings, whatever. The food is delicious. They also have fish. So I love Ben's Barbecue. So let's get back to you. So we were talking about your faith. And the one thing that I was trying to say was that we have to stop judging people. We can't judge people by how much they go to the church building or how much they read their Bible. But we have to understand that your faith is your faith. And as long as you believe and as long as you know who you are and whose you are, you got the battle won. And when you can stand on that, I think that shows a big difference. So let's get to this. So now, I heard you were considered for a Grammy nomination, right? And then, but you won Chicago Music. You won a Chicago Music Award for Independent Artist of the Year. I remember that. So, what was that like, being acknowledged for your talents? And the thing I love about this, as entertainer, you know, I do my show, but everybody knows I'm an actor. And I remember the first time I got acknowledged for my talents, it was like a dream come true. So what is that like when people acknowledge your talent?
Words can't express how grateful you are when someone acknowledges your work and your talent. It's an amazing experience to have somebody say, you know what, you were great at this. You know, I don't think of it as a competition with another artist. It's a competition with myself to continue to be greater, to create something that people want to listen to over and over again. And so when somebody acknowledges that, it brings tears to your eyes. You know, it fills your heart with joy. You don't pat yourself on the back, but you definitely be like, "Thank you, Jesus."
Yeah,
Thank you.
And I want people to understand just how cold you are, because you got some pipes and you can blow, and because when we look at this, is how we understand and know that you are in your lane and walking in your purpose. You perform with people like, let me name a few. The OJs, Will Downing, Roberta Flack, Patti LaBelle, and Chrisette Michelle, Music Soul Child. I mean, that's just to name a few. What is it like for you to be able to work with these people? I mean, these are your peers, but we know that a lot of these people, they've been all around the world just like you and been on all types of platforms at different levels. And when you're put in that position where it's like, hey, I need Terisa Griffin. I need that voice. What is that like?
Well, I'll tell you this much. When you're paired up on a ticket with another artist, and somebody says this is a good pairing. It's a good pairing to have you on a ticket with Chrisette Michelle. It's a good pairing to have you on a ticket with the Music Soul Child. It's a good pairing to have you on a ticket with the OJs. It's a good pairing to have you, you know, on a ticket and then turn around and be invited back. When Will said, "Hey, you can come and sing the song with me," I was like, "Oh, you sure you want me to sing?" that song, I don't sound like Rochelle Farrell. He's like, no, you do you. And you have this moment where you be like, yes, yes. Um, the biggest yes will probably always be Diana Ross and Patti LaBelle and singing Oprah's theme song, stuff like that. The commercial. That'll always be like these surreal moments. But when you're mentored by Jerry Butler, the Iceman, who, you know, worked with Curtis Mayfield and he walks you down the aisle for your wedding.
Oh, wow.
A lot of things are, put in perspective about it's your heart that you want people to see. If I leave tomorrow, my music probably won't be the greatest thing that I ever did. My not-for-profit work with kids going off to college will probably be my legacy, and that's a great legacy for me, to have kids call me up and say, and since we've been on this hiatus, I had a lot of the kids who have been able to give trunks to through my fans and sponsorship, and me spending my own dollars and begging everybody. Those kids call you. It's Griffin, how you doing? That's an amazing feeling. It's an amazing to get a text message and say I graduated.
Yes.
I'm a doctor. That's a huge legacy. That's greater than any Grammy, because that means that I did what that song says. If I can help somebody along the way, then my living has not been in vain. And for that, I'm grateful.
See, it's so cool. This is what I love about being able to interview people and talk to people. You and I have so much in common. I've been doing motivational speaking and mentoring since I was a teenager, and that's what my whole thing. Be symbolic. I have to send you your shirt. Be symbolic.
I'm gonna be sporting it, okay?
I got you. Offline, you make sure you give me your address, and I'll make sure I send it, put it in the mail. But it means simply your best and being deeply rooted stimulates growth. And working with the youth I think, is my greatest accomplishment, from being a teacher to a dean to a coach, and now just still continuing to work with the youth. And I think that everything that I do as an actor and on my show, I use it as a catalyst to push me as a motivational speaker and a mentor, because I believe that's the legacy that I want to leave. I want my kids to be proud that their dad helped people and helped make a difference. And I think that right there is unprecedented. And you can't take that away, man. Being a giver and just loving people is one of the best things that you could ever do.
It is. It makes you feel good. Every summer, I not only get to hang out with my fans who help me do it, they are my family. They're not just fans, they're my family. And we come together on one accord, and that's to give back to these students. And recently somebody's like, well, what are we going to do this year? It was like, because, a lot of kids won't be leaving home. I said, we're going to raise money for computers, because they're at home. They're going to need a computer. And that's what we're going to raise money for. So this year, the trunk will be a computer. And they will be at home with their parents, but they will have a computer, and they won't have to share it with their siblings. They can use this computer specifically for them to do that.
Right.
It's always you should always be able to tailor your giving to the time and what's going on.
There it is.
And we have to be flexible enough to tailor our giving to help these kids, because this is catastrophic for them to not be able to graduate the way that they normally would. So we're going to have a huge matriculation ceremony, where they pop on camera and they get to say, hey, I'm going to be going to college via computer at Hampton, or at Howard, or wherever I want to celebrate them still the same way we would celebrate them by giving them trunks. I want them to come on and still have that moment where on the internet we come together and we celebrate their education moving forward.
Well, you have my support. If you need me to come on and speak some encouraging words, I'm there.
Yes.
I'm telling you, I was just telling my wife this morning because every year I speak at least 2 graduations, and I'm going to reach out to the principals, and I'm going to record a commencement speech tailored to the kids, and then I'm going to do one in general for kids graduating from high school, from grammar school, high school, and college, and I'm going to put it out there. But I just believe that we can still give back. We still can make a difference with our words and our actions. And I want people to understand that just because we have this setback doesn't mean that you can't go forward in being who you are and walking your purpose. That's exactly why I'm doing my show. I refuse to lose. And that's how I live my life. You have to refuse to lose. And I'm thinking about your albums, right? And I hope that I'm not behind on what I'm about to say, but I know for your 4th album, because you have 5, your 4th album, you're working on a live performance for your 4th album, or is that done?
Actually, it's done. So it was Songbird, My Naked Soul. Then it was Live in Cerritos.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was Soul Sophrenic Personalities of Soul and Soul Sophrenic Dance. Actually, Revival of Soul was number 6. And this new album, which I haven't named, I've given it a lot of different names. I thought I would call it something Magnolia. I went Righteous Magnolia, but I'm going to let it name itself. So this will be the 6th, actually. And it's going to be some dancing. As a matter of fact, I think it's probably going to have like maybe 4 or 5 dance tunes on it. Mm-hmm. And 4 or 5 R&B, slower, mid-tempo, a couple of steppers, and then the other where I just sing. I'm going to record Meet Me on the Moon this time because a lot of fans have asked me, to do it. And I'm really, excited. I'm waiting until I can have my musicians in one place, the musicians that I want, because I like to sing, to them playing.
Live music.
Work from that. That's the track that my bass track is that track that I go back to and add to and fix. And that's the track where I get to sing with the band, because for me, the most feeling happens when I'm singing along with the band.
Okay. So let me ask you this. It's so funny when it's time. It's like I have you for an hour, and it's like we're already 45 minutes into it. It goes so fast when you're having fun. Let me ask you this: is there any way that we can get a sneak peek at something that's coming out, or something that you can share with us?
Yeah, right now Hannah is working on. I recorded a live CD at City Winery,
mm-hmm.
and it's a cabaret night, and I'm uncut and uncensored, and you guys will get to. I'll make sure that you can debut a sneak peek from that.
That'd be dope.
One of the songs from that. It was a 3-hour concert where we.
Yeah, I heard about it.
Cray.
Yeah, I heard about it.
You remember?
Yes. Man, everything you do, you don't realize how we're connected. I've known your husband forever. I've worked with Chris. I've worked
with John from way back work.
Yeah, I've worked with Chris and Hannah forever. I know Shelton forever. So like we're connected. Landis forever. We're connected. I always know what you're doing and what's going on, and I've been honored and privy to coming to a couple of your performances. I've seen you perform live. I remember you perform live at the 100 Black Men Gala. I was there
before John dated me. But know this, like Landis has a line of lipsticks from the song Cotton Candy Kisses. So Landis was the first makeup artist that ever touched my face.
Wow.
And ever, like, I was like, wow. I still have the picture. I still love the picture. I wasn't overdone. I look like myself. So I was like, Landis, when I get married, you have to do my makeup. And Landis was there when I got married, and he did the picture with the big afro that I have. That's Landis's makeup. And he's, I've had other makeup artists, but I always come back to my brother, Landis. Yeah.
Yeah, I told you we got two more in common. Landis did my first headshots ever, which was my first makeup experience.
Don't you just love that when you walk in there, they transform you into this perfect thing, and they take the picture and you finish picture, you look like, yeah, I look good on this picture. I did.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. So Teresa, I'm enjoying this. It's a pleasure, and it's so enlightening to have you on here. I got a question. Is there any way you could give us like a quick um song? Now you not a whole song, just something a cappella, just so I could say, not only did I have her on the show live, but she actually sang something for her brother.
Okay. Well, I'll say that meet me on the moon soon as you can, in the middle of the sky, you and I, riding on a cloud, soft as you please. We can sail upon the breeze to the everlasting moment.
See, that's what you can sing. No, look, no acoustic, no add-ons or nothing. Straight acapella, melodic beauty. I appreciate that so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much.
So here we go. Let me talk about this really quick because you mentioned it, but I just wanted to make sure I pay homage and give the attention that's due to it. You have your on top of performing here overseas, you've graced so many stages and inspired so many people. But the thing that you talked about earlier, I don't want to skip over. I don't want to make light of it. I want people to really get this part of you. Is your 501c3 organization, Better Love Yourself? So what made you start Better Love Yourself?
Better Love Yourself was what it began because of self-esteem. A lot of times I noticed that girls wanted help going off to prom, and they put so much into prom, but so little into being prepared for college. We celebrate prom like it's a wedding. And then when it's time for them to go off to college, we're kind of scrambling to make things happen. And then we forget to instill in them that once they leave home, they still need to be a complete human being. We need to celebrate them going off to college. Education is a pep rally.
Yes.
For the rest of their life. It's their foundation. And we need to celebrate them loving themselves to make the right decisions, not just for education,
yes,
but those decisions when you're away from home to share yourself, maybe with the wrong person, to pair yourself with the wrong friend. Love yourself enough to know when something is not right for you, because now you're making decisions without parental supervision. And better loving yourself is something that not only these kids can do, but we can do as human beings. We can love ourselves better so that we can expect better things from ourselves. And some of the fans got together and we just started doing this together to better love ourselves. It came from a song that I wrote. These tears I'm tasting, drowning in a sea I've cried. See, I'm foolishly waiting for love to save my life, but I better love myself before love lets me down. It's how we put so much into something else or someone else and not enough into, we don't feed and sow enough into ourselves. So that's what Better Love Yourself is about. And it's about telling those kids, we love you. We love you. And then we have other things that we do, like the bestie brunch. Last year we had all acknowledging our besties, that person that's got our back, that ride or die,
right?
Or I say ride or live. That's that's what this is. That's what this organization is about. It's about celebrating you, not just on an educational level. We need to give them pearls. These pearls are precious. diamonds are precious. Give them these pearls of knowledge so that they can move forward in a positive way. Give, how the elderly used to give us, like, don't do that, baby, and don't waste your time on this. This is the same. We need to keep dropping those pearls of knowledge on our kids. And my mission statement, it's about dropping those pearls of knowledge and giving them the mission of life, which is to love themselves so they can go out and create a better world. We laugh when they say, I believe the children are our future. They really are. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. It's not a joke. I really believe in that. I believe that.
Yes. And it's so funny. I just, it's people like us that will do anything when it comes to encouraging and pushing the future and like the youth. I talk about in my book how I couldn't read until I was a certain age, and how I came up with my own word, be symbolic with an S, and then the symbolism behind it, and having a definition and a meaning. And I'll never forget, I was working with my good friend Dwayne Bryant, and we were going to these schools and we were doing the mentoring program. And one day I was doing something, and this was before my mom passed, because she was in education as well. And I just started singing the song. You remember the song, I Believe I Can Fly. And then I started singing the song, I believe I am smart, and I got this way by working hard. I read a book every night and day, expand my mind and fly away. And I did that in front of all of these kids. And it was like, it was so enlightening because I was thinking about the words, but not only the words, I was thinking about where I came from. And when those kids saw us in suits, successful, and for me to say, hey, I couldn't read until the 6th grade, they couldn't believe it. But sharing that story has made so many young people and even adults open up about their shortcomings and things that they've overcome. So like when I listen to you and everything you say, I see why you're having that success. It's because your heart is in the right place, and that's why you're moving. I love your saying. You said life is too short to have regret, and too long to not try to pursue your heart's true dreams and desires.
That's right.
So, man, everybody, you're watching the Triple Savor Hour of the Simeon Henderson Show, and this has been one of the best shows. Sitting here with the one and only, the soul singer, Mrs. Terisa Griffin. I thank you so much for your time. So, what can people expect? I know we're going through this COVID and things like that. During this time, I know you're working on something. And I know you're getting ready to just give the world something great. What can we expect?
Well, right now you can expect, daily. Still this past week, I just got over being really ill, and it was like a sort of a kidney infection, but I'm feeling much better now. It kind of affected my lupus, but every day from 6 o'clock until like 6:30 or 7, I'm on for tea time, and I cook and I sing to try to keep people inspired through this quarantine, to take care of themselves and take care of their marriages and take care of their life and not give up hope. So I do that every day, Monday through Friday, not on the weekends. My husband loves it because I'm cooking and he gets his food. But after this, I'm thinking I'm hoping that we'll drop a single. Terry Hunter and I have been working on some stuff, and so
that's my man.
Yes, so we'll definitely probably drop a single this year, just to keep people up and going and moving, and inspired, and hopefully by New Year's Eve we will be able to experience another unspeakable joy by being able to come together. And,
so let me ask you this really quick before we get off. I want to put this up. Where can they join Terisa for tea time? Monday through Friday.
Yeah, Monday through Friday. You can come to my Facebook Live, my Instagram. I'm on for 30 minutes.
What's the Instagram?
Instagram is Terisa_Griffin, and Facebook is Terisa Griffin. So they need to spell it TerisaGriffin. So, but on Instagram is Terisa Terisa_ then Griffin, and just stop by and spend a little time with me. But if you really want to hang, make sure you come by Facebook.
And what time is that?
6 o'clock CST, baby. 6 o'clock CST, Central Standard Time, which means that it's 4 o'clock in LA and it's 7 o'clock in New York. And I don't know all the other time zones.
I'll put it up on the screen so people can see it. Join Miss Terisa for tea time, Monday through Friday. That's 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So you guys can get some tea. She's talking and cooking. And are you giving people recipes or are you just cooking?
No, I give them my recipes. I share that with them. I actually, I'm cooking it. I'm doing it while I'm doing, so they see I'm putting the oil on the outside of the bell peppers, or if I'm cooking cabbage and stuffing it with seasonings and butter, and so they're getting that, and they're also partying a little bit, and then I'll pull up some tracks from some songs that we listened to when we were growing up, or right now, whatever I can do to bring some joy. And at the end of the day, people have, the week that I've been off, I want to say thank you to everyone. I had like over 800 messages with people saying, get better. I thank everyone so much for loving me and for spending that time with me on, during tea time. I hope that I make quarantine a little bit better.
So what we got to figure out how to set it up. So one day you got to have me come on your tea time. And
yes, you see the screen back here?
Yeah.
This screen is, everyone is like Joy Chapman and Lisa and Constance. Everybody's like, people are over here on tea time. And right now, Flame Monroe, my good friend, just got through pushing us. And so it's like Martha, I see Martha, this screen right here. So I can just bring you up on my screen. You can call my iPhone. And
there you go.
On this, it'll mirror you on this back screen.
There it is. There it is. So whenever you want to bring me on for tea time, let me know. Let me know what you're cooking as well, because what I would like to do, and my wife does all the cooking, and I cook sometimes. But what I would like to do, if you tell me what you're cooking that day, I'll get. There you go. So we'll do a tea time where you're teaching me how to cook a dish, and then we'll talk to the people.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna prepare something specifically, so it'll be easy for you to do, but you're gonna have a great time doing. I don't know, maybe we'll stuff a chicken breast with some dressing or something.
That would be dope.
Yeah,
that would be super dope. That would be super dope. That would be super dope. Cool.
Okay.
So I've enjoyed this hour, and I appreciate it. And you're gonna become a regular on the show, because we gotta let people know what you're doing, what's going on. We have to push you. And during this time, I want everybody just to understand that yes, we're going through a tough time, but we have to learn how to stay in this together. We have to uplift each other. And when we see good things going on, let's support it. Let's push it, because these are the things that are going to help us to get to the next level and overcome. And remember, this too shall pass. So Terisa, before you get out of here, say something good to the people before you say bye.
I want to tell people to let not your heart be troubled. We in God know that He's already prepared a place for us, and this place for us, and this space for us. So stay strong and remain in love with life and yourself. And even if you lose someone, remember that God is in control.
Yeah. I want to give a big shout out to our brother, Shelton Smith, for making this happen. And I'm so glad he mentioned you to me. And I'm like, oh my God, somebody, because Landis said too. So thank you so much, Shelton. I appreciate you for that. And I want to give a big shout out to everybody tuning in to the show. Make sure you guys continue to like the page. Make sure you share it. All of Terisa people watching, continue to support the show, and make sure you share it with your friends. I appreciate you so much for coming in. Terisa, thank you so much, sister. Go Mob.
Go Mob.
And we're looking forward to great stuff from you. And we're just going to be hanging in there, because this too shall pass. And we'll be on it. And looking out for what's to come. And I'm looking forward to joining you on Tea Time.
Hey, okay, it's a day, boo.
All right.
Don't be ready. If I call you next week, go to the grocery store here.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my brother.
All right.
God bless.
So everybody, you've been watching the Simeon Henderson Show, where we're giving a voice to the people. I want to give a big shout out to my executive producer, Jamani Anamdi, and my producer, Jose Perez. And I want to give a special shout out to my wife, because she's been helping me with stuff, because my studio is in my house right now. So I'm able to bring this show to you guys. And everybody has to be quiet while I'm filming or taping and going live. But I just want to encourage you all during this time to do your social distancing. Make sure you guys stay safe, wear your mask, and uplift each other. And tomorrow, I will be helping with a food drive at 10:30 a.m. So if you guys can come out, the Ministry of Evangelization, the community in partnership with Kendo Culture International Ministry, will be giving away free food from Jesus at 1910 South Kedzie Avenue, starting around 10:30 a.m. That's tomorrow, Saturday. Everyone is welcome. If you don't need food, if you know somebody, please let them know to come hang out with us tomorrow at 10:30, 1910 South Kedzie. Our goal is to help and to encourage during this time. I appreciate you guys so much, and thank you so much for tuning into the Simeon Henderson Show, where we're giving a voice to the people. Love you guys, and check out these messages before you leave. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning into the Simeon Henderson Show. Be blessed.